The first part of my Herculaneum tour introduced the site and its public places. This second part will explore other highlights, including Herculaneum's incredibly well-preserved houses. We'll resume with the House of the Bicentenary. This was one of Herculaneum's grander homes, and the atrium is especially magnificent. It's in the Tuscan style, with a skylight and pool in the center. You can imagine an aristocrat meeting his clients here. This house, however, contained many units, with shops and apartments surrounding the rooms occupied by the wealthy owners. On the basis of an inscription, this structure is known as the Hall of the Augustales, an order of freedmen who organized ceremonies of the imperial cult. That attribution may be mistaken, and it's possible that a different group met here. The frescoes, at least, are unambiguous, celebrating episodes in the life of Hercules and other mythological figures. In the nearby house of Neptune and Amphitrite, the most remarkable feature is this small courtyard, where a brilliant glass mosaic of the eponymous sea gods once formed the backdrop of a fountain. The space was meant to evoke the courtyard gardens of larger houses, and we can envision the owners dining here in the summer, the trickle of water filling the room. But it was public as well as private. The mosaic was aligned with the front door, so that passers-by could glimpse it. This is the Samnite House, one of the oldest buildings in Herculaneum. It still has its first-style decoration, probably well over 200 years old by the time of the eruption. The stately atrium, with its elegant loggia, must have looked very old-fashioned by the time it was destroyed. Herculaneum's central baths are much smaller and much older than the grand centralized thermae of Rome. Like Pompeii's baths, they're laid out as a sequence of rooms, with separate male and female sections. The men's section was much larger and more elaborate. From the palaestra, where bathers exercised, we enter the apodyterium, the locker room, still equipped with shelves for the clothes and belongings of bathers. The decorative plaster of the vaulted ceiling is still partly intact. We head next into the tepidarium, the warm room, which was also equipped with shelves for bathers' belongings. The mosaic floor features a triton and some rather aggressive-looking dolphins. The women's section of the central baths was much smaller, but had the same sequence of rooms. We enter through the apodyterium. Again, note the shelves for the clothing and belongings of bathers. The mosaic on the floor shows another triton and dolphins. We proceed into the tepidarium, which has more shelves and a fine geometric mosaic. And we come at last to the caldarium, the hot room, which had a hot plunge pool on one side and a basin on the other. Upon entering the House of the Wooden Screen, you immediately see the carbonized wooden partition that gives the building its name. The magnificent Tuscan-style atrium has retained some of its decoration, including fragmentary frescoes. The wooden ceiling has been reconstructed. To our left, we find more frescoes in this small room. And making our way to the room beside it, we encounter, besides yet more frescoes, the carbonized remains of a bed, a rare survival, even here. Finally, the main event, the wooden screen itself, which separated the atrium from the tablinum and the peristyle garden beyond. Its two sliding doors could be closed for privacy. We'll conclude with what might be the most opulent residence in Herculaneum, the House of the Stags. This mansion, built in the Augustan era, was centered on a series of impressive reception rooms with finely frescoed walls and opus sectile marble floors. These faced a massive garden, which in turn looked out toward the sea. Statuettes of stags found in this garden gave the house its name. Note the fragments of colored marble embedded in the floor. A quick look back toward the garden. On the garden's seaward side, built over the old city walls, was this pergola. 2,000 years ago, there would have been a spectacular view of the bay from here, and the distant outline of Capri. Now, we see only the wall of volcanic debris left by the eruption that buried and immortalized Herculaneum. To learn more about my tours of Roman Italy and other historic places, check out the Told in Stone Trips page, linked on screen and in the description.